Out of Abraham, who did the Lord say, tell Abraham who the chosen people would be?
The chosen people?
Yes.
The Jews.
Right. Which come out of whose seed?
Isaac.
Oh, okay, good. Very good. So,
Shalom, brothers and sisters. All right, I thought it was empty up in here tonight. First and foremost, we always give thanks and praise to the Most High and Yahweh for getting us here safely to observe His new moon. As we all know, the new moon is the beginning of our months. You should know that by now. But tonight we're gonna go over a brief topic. Everybody got their apocryphas? Okay. If you don't have one, try and share with someone nearby. Because we're going into Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2. Because as we know, we all know that we're living in the last days. Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 2. The whole chapter. So like I said, we drill this every week, keep brothers and sisters aware of the time that we're living in. And that trials and tribulations are going to come up upon us. And our only hope and our only trust is in the Most High and Yahweh Shai. So that's going to be our topic tonight. To put your trust in the Most High and Yahweh Shai. So we're going to start off by reading Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2 and 1.
Reading Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah. Most High is saying when you come to serve Him, you got to prepare your soul. Prepare your body, prepare your mind for temptation. What is temptation? There's many kinds of temptations and lusts out there in the world. Many trials that the Most High is going to put you through to check your faith. To prove that you are worthy of His grace. In the churches, they teach you, once you come to Jesus, as they say, your life is supposed to be different and everything's supposed to be going good and all the blessings and everything gonna come upon you. That's not what the Most High said. He said, when you come to serve me, prepare your soul for temptation. Get me, read on.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah. Because when the Most High is going to try you, He's going to put you through different things to see whether you're going to run, whether you're going to try to hide from the trials that He's putting you through. Because the Most High don't put you through nothing that you can't handle. If you're going through something now, the Most High know you can handle it. Unless you're none of His. You don't want to be a bastard. You all know what a bastard is, right? What's a bastard?
Somebody without a father.
A fatherless child. And who's our father?
The Most High.
The Most High. So if you're a bastard, then the Most High ain't none of yours. That's why, we as fathers, we have our own children. And when we want our children to do right, we chastise them. Put them through things. Most High is the same way. He loves us. And because He loves us and chooses us, He's going to put us through things to prove his love. Whenever we start messing up, because every day we sin. There isn't a day that go by that you say, well, I was sin free today, you know? That ain't never happened, you know? We sin just by walking down the street, but you don't know it, you know? So when the Most High tries you and punishes you, you can't say, well, what did I do? You know? Because we get punished for many things. We could be getting punished for stuff we did last year in a past lifetime, you know? So whenever the Most High punishes you, he's justified in what he's doing. So read verse 2 again.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, when trouble comes, don't be running. Say, I ain't gonna deal with that, you know? You go through it. Most High wanna put you through something, you go through it. And in the end, he's gonna show you that he is the power. Let's get James in the Bible. James chapter 5 and verse 11.
James chapter 5 and 11. Everybody got it? Behold, we count them happy which endure.
Yeah. James was saying, if you endure, the Most High counts you happy. You know, happy is he that endure. Read on.
Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Most High, that the Most High is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Yeah, we all know what happened to Job. Was Job a wicked man? No. But yet the Most High tried him. The Most High put him through hell to test his faith. So just because you're going through something, it don't mean that you're wicked. You know? I know some brothers and sisters in the past be like, yeah, he's catching hell. He must have did something, you know? He must be a wicked end, you know? That ain't so. Most High do things just to try to see if you're gonna endure it. See if you're gonna turn to him for help. You know? Instead of leaning upon your own understanding and what you think you can do. You know, he wants you to lean to him. Pray to him. So he'll deliver you. Read that again.
Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Most High, that the Most High is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Yeah, so after Job went through all that he had to go through, lost his family, lost his belongings, everything, he lost everything. But in the end, he never gave up hope. He never cursed the Most High. He never turned his back on the Most High, and the Most High rewarded him tenfold, 100-fold at the end. So that's what we got to do. Whatever we're going through, continue to endure. And in the end, you're going to see the blessing. Drop that and get me Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews 12, and we can start at 5.
Hebrews 12, chapter 12, verse 5. Everybody got it?
Hold on. Chapter 12.
Hebrews 12 and 5.
And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Most High, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
You hear that? Most High said, don't despise it. I know it's a hard thing to be catching hell in this world and to be going through stuff. Most High said, don't despise it. And he said, and don't faint when you're being rebuked or corrected. You know? Don't give up the ghost. Don't say, listen, I don't like what that brother said, I'm out of here. You know? I don't like what that sister said, I'm out of here. You know? It's all done for the Most High uses different people to correct you. Because the last thing you want is for the Most High to come and correct you. You know? So he'll use your brother, your sister to come and correct you. Read on.
For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he receiveth.
Yeah, Most High said if he's chastening you, it's because he loves you. If you don't love your own children, you're going to let them continue to do whatever they want. If they want to sell drugs, be on the street, be a gangbanger, you're going to just turn your back, you know, just bring home the money, you know? Because you don't love them. But if you see them doing wrong or going aside, you're going to chastise them. You're going to punish them. You're going to let them know, listen, what you're doing is wrong. You're going to get punished for it, you know? That's love. You know, when you're a child and you're being punished, it's hard for you to think that your parents are doing it out of love, you know? As a child, you would think that, you know, maybe my parents, they don't love me or they hate me, you know, and you go around and you start saying, oh, my mother hates me or my father hates me, you know, but it's not so. It's done for your correction. Read on.
If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Yeah, he said if you endure it, then the Most High said he's going to deal with you as with a son. You know, when you have a son, you know, not only do you chastise him, but you also bless him. You give him things that he needs, you know. So if you endure what the Most High is taking you through, he's going to deal with you as a son. Read on.
But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Oh, you hear that? So if you're in this truth, like we read in Ecclesiastes, when you come to serve the Most High and you're not getting chastised, Most High said, well, you're a bastard. You're not my son. You know, when you read in Romans, Most High tells you who's his sons. He said, not all Israel is Israel. Just because you got a garment on, you got a mitre on, that don't make you an Israelite. You know?
Come.
Because there's going to be a lot of them that's going to walk through the doors. I've been here many years, and I've seen brothers come and go, sisters come and go, you know. And they come in, they got all the fine garments, and, you know, they know 100 scriptures, and they want to learn everything like that, you know. I want to know everything. I want to do everything, you know. And then they come in, and they endure for a couple of months, maybe a year, and then they wear themselves out, you know. They think it's a race, you know. Well, I want to learn all the scriptures, I want to learn all the Hebrew, I want to break down everything, I want to get out of the camp, I want to do this, I want to do that, and, you know, you wear yourself out. This is an enduring, long enduring race. So if you don't come in here and pace yourself, you're going to run out of energy, and you're going to end up right out the door. Read on.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
Yeah, we got natural fathers, birth fathers. They punish us, and, you know, we got no choice but to continue to live there with them and, you know, give them reverence. You know, but the Most High is our spiritual father. He's always going to be with us. Even when our birth fathers leave us, the Most High is always going to be there with you. You know, sometimes your birth father leaves you. You know, either you can be by yourself or just with your mother, or however the Most High got that situation with you. And you out there on the street without guidance. And you go through things and the Most High protect you. And sometimes you, in your ignorance, you won't see that, you know, that was the Most High protecting you. You might think, well, yeah, this person looked out for me, or I got lucky. No, that was the Most High looking out for you, you know, because he's never going to forsake you. Read on.
For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure. But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness.
Yeah, the Most High chastise us for our profit, you know, so that in the end, we're going to be partakers of the kingdom. Of course, we all want to be in the kingdom, right?
Come.
Yeah. So, the Most High said, there's certain guidelines, there's certain things that when you read in Revelation, there's certain guidelines that the Most High have that he said, these things, they ain't entering the kingdom. All the fruits of the flesh, hate, anger, envy, jealous, all those things, if that's part of you, you're not going to make it. So when these spirits come upon you and the Most High don't check you for it, you're going to continue to do it. Because you're going to think, well, the Most High is with it, you know, but he's not. That's why I said if you're not getting chastised for the things that you're doing, you're a bastard. You don't belong to him. Satan got you. Yeah. Satan got sons right here. You know? And they will manifest themselves. Read on.
Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Yeah, you know, it's good to be without chastening sometimes, you know. Sometimes you catch in hell for months and months, and finally, you know, you get a break. You know, the Most High give you a break and be like, wow, everything is going smooth now, you know. It feels good. It feels good not to be chastised, you know. But sometimes it's grievous, you know, because
Sometimes it take too long.
yeah, you be like,
What's going on here?
hold on. Sometimes you won't be getting punished for months, maybe years, and you'll be like, well, something's wrong, you know. How come I ain't going through nothing, you know? And you start to worry. Because we just read, if you ain't getting chastised, you ain't a son. So even though not going through chastisement feels good, it's grievous. It makes you worry. Like, what the hell is going on? You know? Did the Most High forget me? I mean, I know last week I did this, but, you know, or last month, how come I didn't get punished for it, you know? Feels good, but read on.
Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees.
Yeah, that's what he said. Lift up your hands that hang down, you know? When you're going through your trials and tribulation, I mean, sometimes you feel like you're depressed, that you're down, that you can't even lift your head up. Most High said, lift your hands up, which hang down, your feeble knees. You feel weak. You don't feel like the Spirit of the Most High is with you. But the Most High is here to correct all that. Read on.
And make straight path for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed.
Yeah, he said, make straight the path for your feet. So in other words, what is the Most High saying? What is the path?
Righteousness.
What is a path?
A road.
It's a road, right? What did Yahushua say about the path? Narrow and what? It's straight. What does straight mean?
Doing the right thing.
No, well the straight that he used, he said the road is narrow and straight. Not S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T, but S-T-R-A-I-T. Meaning it's full of obstacles. So the Most High said, make straight your path. In other words, when you walking in this world, you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be zigzagging in and out, in and out. You want to walk straight. You want to have a clear path, a clear vision of the kingdom and what you're trying to accomplish. So he said, make straight path for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way. Now when something is lame, what is it? Is it functioning properly?
No, it's Like dead, right?
Yeah, well, not necessarily dead.
But yeah, but
It's crippled, you know?
Yeah.
So, what is the lame thing that he's talking about? He's talking about a broken hand or a broken foot?
No. Spirit.
That's right. If your spirit is lame and you're not functioning right in the spirit, what he said? It's going to be turned out the way. If you don't want to follow the straight path and keep your spirit upright, Most High is going to push you out of the way. And the next man is going to come in and take your place. You know, he told Moses, listen, I don't need these Israelites. I can raise these rocks up to serve you, you know. So, if you ain't right and you're lame, your spirit is lame, what the Most High said to do? He said, but let it rather be healed. The Most High don't want you to be lame. He said, heal it. If you know there's something that you're lacking, take care of it. There's scriptures that how can I put it? There's scriptures that deals with every topic, with every situation that you're going to. So if you're lacking faith, there's scriptures on faith. If you're lacking justice or jealousy or hatred or envy, there's scriptures that you can read that can help you heal that spirit. Because the Most High don't want you lame. He wants you whole. Come?
Come.
Alright, let's go back to the Apocrypha. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. And we're in verse 3 now.
Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Yeah, cleave unto him. How do you cleave unto the Most High?
By prayer, fasting,
Okay, that's good. Let's go to Joshua 22 and 5 in the Bible. Joshua 22 and verse 5. You got it?
Hold on.
Everybody got it?
22 and what?
22 and 5. Everybody? Read out of Joshua chapter 22, verse 5. But take diligent heed to do the commandment and the law, which Moses, the servant of the Most High, charged you, to love the Most High your power, and to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments, and to cleave unto him, and to serve him with all your heart, and with all your soul.
Yeah, so how do you cleave unto the Most High? By keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you cleave unto him. Get me 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. 1 Corinthians 15, 51. For the Apostle said to cleave unto him that thou mayest be increased in the last end. So, how do you get increased? What is that increase at the last end talking about?
You said 15 and 21?
15 and 51. Yeah. Read that.
Read now the 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
That's right. That's the last end. The last trump. That's how the Most High is going to give us that increase. He's going to change our body. He's going to take that stony heart that we have and give us a heart of flesh so that we can keep his laws. Well, he did say he was going to write them inside our heart, but he's not going to write it inside of a stony heart. He's going to have to change that. He's going to make this corruptible flesh incorruptible. We're going to be like the angels on earth in human bodies. You know, that's the change. So if you cleave unto the Most High and you endure, these are the things that you will receive at the end. You're not going to get it now because you got to prove yourself. So let's go back to the Apocrypha. We're in verse 4.
Reading out of the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Yeah, whatever the Most High put on you, take it cheerfully. That's a hard thing to swallow, you know. Whatever the Most High punish you with, you gotta just, you know, smile, laugh at it, smile it off, you know. Because what do you think Paul did? When Paul got in prison, when he got beaten, when he got stoned, Paul rejoiced, you know. He counted himself worthy of that punishment, you know. We're not going to get stoned in these days, you know. But whatever it is that we're going through, count yourself happy, you know. Endure it. Because he said, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So what's the key word in there?
Patient.
What is it?
Patient.
Patient. Be patient when thou art turned to a low estate. Get me Romans chapter 5 and 3. Patience, like they say, patience is a virtue, you know. But there's a way you get patience. Patience it ain't gonna just drop down from the sky, you know, sit down and pray, well, Lord, I need patience. And you wake up in the morning and you got it, you know. Don't work like that. Read Romans chapter 5 and verse 3.
Read out of Romans chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Yeah.
And patience,
Go back up. Read that again, slowly.
and not only so, but we glory in tribulations
Yeah.
also.
This is Paul speaking. He said, tribulation, man, I glory in that. He rejoiced whenever he got chastised. You know, we got to do the same. When we get chastised, the Most High said, glory in that chastisement. Why? Because tribulation does what?
Make you stronger.
Read on.
That tribulation worketh patience.
Yeah. You want to have patience? For some of us, we don't have no patience. We want everything here and now. And when we send up our prayers, we want the Most High to answer it right away. Most High, no. You want patience? I'm going to put you through something. And I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to make you wait for my blessing to come. You know? When Daniel was praying, how long did it take for his prayers to be answered?
21 days.
21 days, right? Was his patience tried? Yeah, it was, you know. Because he was catching hell wherever he was at. And it was like, man, Lord, I've been praying to the Lord. It's 10 days, you know. 2 days, you know. I'm being stoned, I'm being persecuted. Where you at, Lord? You know? But he continued to endure, and he waited, and in the end he got the blessing, you know? So tribulation is going to work patience. Read on.
And patience, experience, and experience, hope.
Yeah. Patience is going to work experience. Once you go through what the Most High got you to go through, because like I was saying earlier, the Most High can put you through something, not just because you did something, but he might want you to go through it so that the next person that come along and have to go through that, now you got to experience it. You know what, brother? I just went through that few months ago. And you know what? This is what you got to do. This is a psalm you got to read. This is a prayer you got to pray. You know? And what you go through is going to help him out. Come?
Come.
Let's go back to the Apocrypha. Verse 5.
Reading out Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah, Mosiah said he's going to try you in the furnace of fire. Who's going to be tried in the fire?
Israel.
Who's going to be tried in the fire?
Israel.
The elect.
The saints.
The saints, right? All of Israel, right?
No.
Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah 13 and verse 8. Because who is the Most High's chosen? Israel, right? But does he want all Israel?
No.
No. So is he going to try all of Israel?
No.
No.
Don't try anyway.
Some of us are going to some of us out there are just going to be put into the fire to be burnt. Not to be tried, but to be burnt, to be destroyed.
Come.
Read 13 and 8.
Reading out Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
Yeah. In all the land, the Most High said 2 parts. 2 parts means there will be 2/3. 2/3 of all Israel, they're going to be cut off and they're going to die. They're going to go in the fire, but they're going to burn in the fire. They're going to be the stubble in the fire. But he said, I'm going to bring 1/3 through that fire. Which one of the prophets went through the fire and survived? Who was it?
Daniel.
There's 3 of them. 4.
Who was it?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yeah. Most High put them, the Nebuchadnezzar put them in the fire. But what the Most High had other plans. You know, they was part of that 1/3. The Most High brought them. You see, the Most High does things in the physical and also manifest them in the spiritual. You know, we're not physically going to go through fire in this time. Back then, maybe, but this time, we're going to go through a spiritual fire, a spiritual cleansing. Read on.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power.
Yeah, so he said he's going to bring 1/3. The 1/3 of the elect. He said he's going to bring y'all through the fire. And he said he's going to refine you. If you know anything about refining gold, you know when they go into the mountains and they dig for gold, what do they have? Do they have pure gold? What do they have to do?
That's the purifier.
They got to put it on the what?
Fire.
If I take some gold and put it over here like that, what's that going to do to it?
Nothing.
It's fire, right?
You have to burn it, break it down.
You got to put extreme heat on it.
Break it down.
Because when you mine gold, gold is filled with other different minerals in there. So if you heat it up to a certain temperature, maybe the lead might melt away. But in order for the iron to melt away, you got to turn it up a lot higher. So you got to turn that fire up a lot higher, then iron would melt away. Turn it up even higher, aluminum would melt away. You know? So that's how the Most High is refining us. He's taking us through that furnace of affliction. So whatever it is that we're lacking, he's going to turn the heat up on it. And as we overcome each obstacle, we're going to get purer and purer until we're in that level that the Most High wants us to be. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. verse 6.
Reading out Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
Yeah, order your way right and trust in him. Believe in him. Because if you don't believe, is he going to help you? No. If you don't believe, if you don't have faith that the Most High is going to deliver you, then he's not going to deliver you. Get me Psalms chapter 9 and 10. We're going to be jumping back and forth, for the whole class. So just be patient. We're in Psalms chapter 9 and verse 10.
We're reading out of Psalms chapter 9, verse 10. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, Yahweh, hast not forsaken them that seek thee.
Yeah. If you put your faith in the Most High, you trust in him, the Most High said he's not going to forsake you. So you got to have that faith. You got to have that belief that whatever the Most High says in this book, he's going to do. You got to believe that if you keep his commandments and you do his will and you call upon him, because there ain't nobody in the scriptures that ever did the will of the Most High and called upon him that the Most High denied. Nobody. So if you know you believe in the Most High and you trust in him, he's not going to forsake you. Let's go back. Verse 7.
Reading Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 7. Ye that fear the Most High, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Yeah. You that fear the Most High, wait on his mercy. How do you fear the Most High?
Follow his commandments.
Let's go to Psalms 110. Psalms 111 and 10.
Reading out of Psalms chapter 110. No, 111?
111 and
111 and 10. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
Yeah. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. What is wisdom? What is wisdom?
Understanding?
Okay. Understanding of what?
Most High.
Law of the law.
Okay.
And understanding what it does.
Understand the word of the Most High, right?
He said, good understanding have all ye that do his commandments. But what is wisdom?
Is it the word of the Most High?
If you're doing the commandments,
Okay. To know the difference between something.
okay,
There's an application.
Yeah.
Right? Just to know the difference between.
yeah. Wisdom is how to apply that knowledge
okay.
that
Yeah,
you
right,
have.
right.
You know?
With all your wisdom, get understanding.
That's it.
Right. A lot of people in the church don't have the wisdom. They don't have it.
Yeah, so one you might read the commandments and say, well, the Lord said to do this and the Lord said to do that, and Jeremiah said this, but if you don't know how to apply that to your life, what good is it to you? You know? It's just like you go to school for a trade. They give you books to study, you go in there and you ace the test. You done graduated top of your class. Now you go and get yourself a job.
You don't know nothing.
And you're like, oh my gosh, where's the book, you know? You might be book smart, but then you can't apply what you learned. You know, that's wisdom. Knowing how to apply the thing that you learned.
Hands on.
Hands-on, that's it. Experience. And how do you get experience?
By going through.
We just read it earlier.
By following the commandments. Patience.
Patience. And how do you get patience?
Endure with your affliction.
That's it. Tribulation. Tribulation work patience, and patience gives you experience. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Yeah, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Try to speed this up a little bit.
Read out the chapter Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Most High thy power require of thee? But to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Yeah, that's what the Most High required. Keep his commandments and to love him with all your heart, with everything that you got. Not 80%, not 70%, not 90%, but 110%. With all of your heart and soul. Love and trust in the Most High. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. We're going to speed it up a little bit. We're in 8.
Read out of the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 8. Ye that fear the Most High, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Most High, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Yeah, like I said earlier, all the prophets that went through stuff, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they all trusted in the Most High. And the Most High delivered them. Moses, Moses was like, how can I deliver this people? Pharaoh is such a great, king, and I'm just a man with a stick, But he trusted the Most High. The Most High put that spirit upon him and that power, and he did just what the Most High wanted to do. Trusted in him. And the Most High never forsook him.
Yeah, Job too. Job went through a lot too.
Yeah, Job, yeah. And who's the chief one that went through the stuff and got rewarded? Yahushua. Yeah. Yahushua sometimes was at tears. He said, he had tears of blood. But he continued to go through it. And where is he at right now? He's on the right hand of the Most High. The heir of everything in heaven and earth and below the earth. All the dominions, principalities, they all bow down to him. Why? Because he endured and he believed. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. Verse 11.
For the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sin and saveth in time of affliction.
Yeah, Most High got a lot of mercy. Most High even said, as rebellious as Israel is, he said, you know what? I gotta add mercy unto myself. I gotta add patience unto myself just to deal with us. The Most High did that for us. He was fed up with us. I don't blame him. Look at us. Look at our people. We don't deserve anything. We deserve just what we get. Death and destruction. Being shot down in the street, killing each other. We deserve that.
God.
We don't deserve anything else. Because we don't have no fear of the Most High. Nothing. Especially this generation today. So whatever you see going on in the earth, you might say, oh yes, the white man, he's wicked, he's this. He's justified. The Most High gave him that right to do that to us.
Yeah, he's righteous in his ways.
Yeah. He didn't just bring us here in captivity on his own. The Most High brought him. He said, go over there and get those rebellious people, bring them here and beat their butt. That's it. They don't want to listen to me? Well, I'm going to put the worst of your enemies over you. So when you see all these atrocities going on to our young children and our men and women, Most High is allowing all of that because they don't deserve nothing else but death. Let's read Psalms 34 and 17.
So, just like the 10 tribes that came over here, when they come up to that time with teach about Turkey and all that, they were righteous anyway.
Yeah, they were sacrificing to idols.
Yeah, they were righteous anyway. Yeah, so it was a debate on Facebook whether to eat turkey for that month or what. Eat turkey. Kind of like not doing them or anything like that.
Let's read Psalms 34 and 17.
Reading out of Psalms chapter 34, 17. The righteous cry, and the Most High heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Most High is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivereth him out of them all.
That's right. Just like we read in the Apocrypha. Most High said he's long-suffering, pitiful, and he's going to deliver the righteous. Those of a contrite heart. Most High don't want nobody that's proud, that's puffed up, that feel like they know everything and they can do everything. Most High want the humble, the contrite spirit, the one that's lowly. That's who the Most High is looking for. He said he's going to deliver you. You walk in a humble spirit. Yahushua, even though he had all the power, he was humble. He did whatever they had to do to him. He said, I could call a legion of angels right now and destroy you. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to humble myself and go through what the Father wants me to go through. Come?
Come.
Let's go back to the Apocrypha, verse 12.
Reading the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinners that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if you don't believe in the Most High, he ain't going to protect you. Let's go to Revelations 21 and 8. Revelations 21 and 8 and James 1 and 8. Torah, get me Revelations 3 and 15. So read Revelations 21 and verse 8.
Read out Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Yeah, so all these things that the Most High lists here, if you're fearful, if you're unbelieving, if you're abominable, if you're a murderer, you ain't making it to the kingdom. You're going to be in the lake of fire. And the lake of fire is real. It ain't a fairy tale. It ain't something that the church done made up. It's here in the book. We just read it. The lake of fire. The fearful, unbelieving. So you got to have faith in this thing. Because if you don't, you're going to be burnt up. And this is going to be an everlasting burning. Read the second scripture you got. James. James 1 and 8.
Read out James chapter 1, verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Yeah, a double-minded man. You in and you out. You in and you out. Well, I want to be a rapper. but I want to be an Israelite. I want to be in the movies, I want to be an Israelite. I want to be a Muslim, I want to be no. You're double-minded. That's unstable. Remember we read earlier about the path? You want that path to be straight. You don't want to be going here and there. Because if you're not straight and you're not stable, what's the Most High going to do to you? Read what you got, Quran.
All right. Revelations chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Yeah. So the Most High said either you're going to be cold or you're going to be hot. There ain't no middle ground that you're going to walk, you know. You're not walking a tight rope where you got the stick here and you're trying to balance. You're walking a straight path. Either you're going to be hot for the Most High and you're going to give him your all, or you're going to just go back out in the world and serve Satan. But you can't serve the Most High and serve Mammon. Can't do it. Satan would accept you being double-minded, but the Most High said what he's going to do?
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
The Most High is going to spit you out his mouth. He don't want none of you. Satan will take you up, and you can be his disciple. Let's go back in the Apocrypha. Better yet, read John 3 and 18 before we go back. St. John's 3 and 18. And we're going to finish up just now.
Read now St. John chapter 3 verse
3:18.
18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already,
Yeah,
because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh.
that's right. If you don't believe, you're already condemned. You know? I was watching something on YouTube. They said Joel Osteen has given up the faith, you know? You know, here it is, he got a mega million church, you know, hundreds of thousands of people following him, making $10 million a year. He said, you know what, I don't believe in Christianity no more. You know, I got my faith, I'm doubting, you know, I might step down, I might resign.
He resigned.
Yeah,
He said the congregation don't have enough faith.
yeah. So he's giving up the ghost.
But he taking the money too.
Yeah, he taking the money.
You
Yeah,
sure you never see a scripture?
yeah.
Yeah, you run across Deuteronomy 28:68.
Yeah, all his scriptures are just love and, you know, he never talked about no tribulation or anything like that. Everything is love, love, love. But
No salvation.
now he's doubting.
But with that, we can still learn something from him because he's a cracker that pushed for it to keep that Sabbath.
Yeah,
One thing, he pushed for it to keep that Sabbath the way the Most High wanted.
but these are all the times of the end, you know.
Good.
All those that's unbelieving, the Most High said, they're going to be manifest. Most High going to show you who they are. Let's finish this up. Go back to the Apocrypha. Verse 14.
Read now the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Most High shall visit you?
Yeah. When you lost patience, what you gonna do when the Most High come and visit you? Quran, get me Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 5 and 6. And you get me Luke 13 and 25. What you gonna do when the Most High visits you? Your day of visitation could be any day. You know? It could be tomorrow. It could be tonight. You know, we all given grace according to the measure of the Most High, of Yahushua. Not everybody got the same grace. You might commit a sin once, twice, and the Most High say, you know what, that's it, I'm going to judge you for it right now. But you got the next person that might be doing it 100 times, and Most High turn his head. But when your time is up, what you gonna do? Read what you got, Quran.
We're in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 6. And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rested upon sinners.
No, that's not it. Hold on.
You want the Bible one or the Apocryphal one?
The Bible one.
Okay, read it, it's in the Bible part. He was reading from the Apocryphal.
Oh, okay.
Select.
It's okay. You got Luke?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, all right, we're in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 6. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice, and destroy them with thine hand?
Yeah. Most High said, don't let your mouth cause your flesh to sin. Sometimes we like to run our mouth and say things that we ain't supposed to be saying. So the Most High said, that tongue that you got, very wicked and deceitful. Learn how to control it and use it, because every word that you say, you're going to have to be held accountable for. So he said, say not before the angel that there was an error. Here it is now, the Most High is pulling your card, and you be like, wait a minute, you know, like when the guy with the donkey saw the angel standing there with the sword. You know, don't let the angel stand there with the sword and then said, well, wait a minute, you made a mistake, you know, it wasn't me. No. When that angel come, there ain't no time for you to say, well, I'm gonna change. You know, there was a mistake. There is no mistakes, you know. So when the Most High is ready to judge you, he's going to judge you. No mistakes, no errors. When the angel come, he ain't turning back. You know? So you got to be wary of what you say and what you do when you're dealing with this word and dealing with your brothers and sisters.
Proverbs 24, verse 9.
Read it.
The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men.
Yeah. The scorner. We all know what a scorner is, right? It's a person that just come to mock and make mockery of this word. These are all abominations to the Most High. Read what you got.
Reading out of Luke chapter 13, verse 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and has shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Hamashiach, Hamashiach, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not, whence you are. Then shall ye begin to say, we have eaten and drank in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not, whence you are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. When the time comes, you don't want the Most High and Yahweh Shai to say, listen, I don't know you. Just like when Noah was building the ark, they was all laughing at him. But when that water came, they was like, well, Noah, hold on, I don't have a boat. Open up. Sorry, the angel put that seal on the door, that was it. So you don't want to have your works and your faith to be destroyed in the last minute because your mouth caused you to sin. So let's finish this up. Finish the Apocrypha.
You know, the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 15. They that fear the Most High will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear the Most High will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the Lord. They that fear the Most High will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Most High and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy.
Yes, and we're going to close with Zephaniah 3 and 8. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. So in all of this, we got to believe in the Most High. Trust in him. Because in these last days, he's our only salvation. We're not going to do anything on our own. We don't have an army. Even in our own congregations, we're not even together. So how can we stand up against an enemy that can overpower us? Unless the Most High delivers us. You know? We don't have that power. We don't have no machine guns, no nuclear bombs, you know, no biological warfare. All these things they're using against us. You know? But what the Most High said in Zephaniah?
Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, says the Most High, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
Oh, that's it, yeah. So the Most High said to wait upon him until he rise up to the prey. Not until you think, well, I'm fed up of this world, let's get together and do something. No, we tried that already. And it didn't work. The Most High said to wait on him. We're going to know when the Most High is ready to rise up to this devil here. We're going to know. But we can't do it on our own. So whatever it is we got to go through now, we go through it until the Most High will raise us up. He said in that day, when you read Psalms 110 and 3, he said, in the day of our power, our people going to be willing. But right now, we don't have anything. If you got a gun at home or whatever it is, what you going to do with that? You can't fight your enemy with that. When they got nuclear bombs, whenever we decided we wanted to rise up, they just shut us down. You know? So just wait on the Most High and trust in him. And don't lean on your own understanding. And be patient. Patience is the key. Without patience, you cannot accomplish anything. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Yahweh Yahweh Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Yahweh Yahweh Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Yahweh Hear, O Israel,